Welcome to Jairam High Secondary School. Now we are going to see 9th standard social geography. The unit 1, that is lithosphere 1, endogenetic process. Before class we have seen part 1, but this now we are going to see part 2. Okay, what we have seen before? Yeah, we had seen about the spheres of the earth, then the internal structure of the earth, then the rock types and its cycles. Okay, in this rock types and cycles, after that we are seeing the internal processes. What are the process we have? That is the tectonic plate processes, then how the earthquakes it becomes, then the volcanoes it gets erupted. So now we are going to see this internal process of the earth. Okay, let us start with it. So see, plate tectonics. The lithosphere is divided into a number of huge slabs of rocks called tectonic plates. Okay, I have taught you before class itself. You see what is in the slabs? Slabs means it is a slice. Okay, why it is a slice? Like once it makes a rocks, it is called as tectonic plates. Then these tectonic plates are divided into major and the minor part. Okay, so what is the major and the minor part? If it becomes very huge effect, it is called a major, and if it gives very less effect, it is a minor plates. Okay, you see these plates flow, it is over the mantle. You see this flows, it is only on the mantle only. You see the collisions of these plates, they produce mountain ranges and the other irregular surfaces features both on land and the ocean floor. That is in tectonic plates. You see the combinations of these plates in the mountain range and the other irregular surface features both the land and the oceanic surface. This too is called as a tectonic plates or plate tectonics. When it happens in the floor of the land and ocean, the movement it comes, it is called plate tectonics. You see, the movement of tectonic plates is due to thermal energy from the mantle. So due to the thermal energy only, the tectonic plates movement it happened in the layer of mantle. Now we have a better understanding about the plate movement and its relations of the earthquakes and volcanic activities. You see, from this plate movement we have seen the earthquakes and the volcano activities. So now we are going to understand how the plate movements are done and what the relations it will give to the earthquakes and the volcanoes. Okay, let us enter into the lesson topic. The types of plate tectonics. You see, what are the types in plate tectonics we have? Means we are having the convergent boundary, divergent boundary and the convergent transform boundary. We have three types of boundaries. You see, convergent boundaries. Convergent boundary means here the plate moves towards each other. They move towards each other and sometimes a plate sink one under the another. You see, I have shown this picture. You see, this is the convergent plate boundary. You see, these plates are moving like this only, they will move. Okay, after this movement it get enter into one another. Okay, so this makes here like a mountain. It's clear now. So when one land and another land, if it comes and rub here, means what happened? After the rubbing, it gets erupted into one side. So you see, this makes this seems when it comes to another plate, it seems like a mountain form. It is a folded mountains we say, no, so that like it will make. So you see, this is the lithosphere place. This is come in this way, and in this tectonic plates, the lithosphere, in this lithosphere it moves in this like way. So what happened, while this and this it comes and make a rubbing, it means in here you will get a volcano. So in here only you will get a volcano's eruptions. Okay, we see this. The location where the sinking of a plate it occurs is called a subduction zones. You see, the sinking of the plates it occurs where it gets sinking, where it gets combined, it is called as a subduction zones. For example, fold mountains. I told you that fold mountains, when it gets rubbed and it gets into one and it sinks into one another, it will forms like a fold mountains. Here the fold mountains best example is Himalaya mountain Himalayas. Then divergent boundary. In this divergent boundary, here the plates pull away from each other as magma pushes up from the mantle. You see here the plates pull away from the each other. Okay, they pull away from the each other. They are moving and other as magma push. The magma push up from the mantle. For example, mid-Atlantic ridge. You see in this picture. See the divergent plate. Have seen this. Due to this magma, what happened? It get opened, so there will be a space in the center of the plate, so it is called as a ridge. Okay, where is the due to the magma, if it gets a gap, means that gap is called as a ridge. For example, you have seen in our world map that in the mid of the Atlantic we are having one ridge. It is called as mid-Atlantic ridge. Okay, the converting / transform boundary. Here the plate slides horizontal, plates each other past each other. For example, San Andreas fault. You see this transform. You see due to one plate and another plate they are slicing, there will be make earthquakes. Okay, it forms like a earthquakes due to the opposite directions. You see this going this leg and this seems this leg, so it by the opposite direction only it makes a shaking and it gives you a earthquake. You see this is passed to in this two plates it goes like this way and this to this way, so they are coming across the same direction, so it forms a folded mountains. But in this one, you see it will comes opposite direction, so due to this opposite direction there will be a one shake. That shake is called as the earthquake. Okay, I hope you had clear in this convergent boundary, divergent boundary and the transform boundary. You see nothing ma, if it is moves in same direction, it will get folded. Okay, and it goes to one another of the plate. Okay, so it form a mountains. You see these two plates, this goes in this direction and this goes in this direction, so there will be a gap due to this magma. So this ridge is called so this ridge it became the next step, the transform plane. This goes this direction, this goes, so they are slicing. So due to the slicing there will be shake, so that shake is called as earthquake. Okay, now we are going to see the movement of the continental plates. Due to the lateral compression forces, the plates are forced to move upward and the downward. So due to the compressions only, the plates it moves in the upward and the downward direction. So due to this only, the folding mountains are formed in the continental plates. Now we are going only seeing the continental plate. Continental means what? Yeah, land. In the continent we are having land, no? So that is continental plates. The mountain formed by the foldings are called fold mountains. Mountains formed by folding, it is called a fold mountains. The process of folding creates lofty mountains ranges such as Himalayas and the Alps. The folding mountains we are having two types of, one is Himalayas and the Alps mountain. Approximately 140 million years ago, the Indian plates broke away from the ancient supercontinent that is called a Gondwana land. You see, and it becomes moving north and it's collided with Asia in before 1400 million ago. From in the north it had moved and it's collided with our Asia. That land is called as a Gondwana land. This is our ancient land. It is an ancient superior continent. What is our ancient superior continent? It is Gondwana land. It is in the year of 140 million years ago. You see, the collisions with the European plates along the boundary between the India and the Nepal. It has formed the organic belt and that's created the Tibetan plateau and the mighty Himalayan mountain. You see, due to the organic belt, it will create a Tibetan plateau and the Himalayan mountains. In which place? In the India and the Nepal. In that boundary it forms. So due to the collusion, what is the collusion? Yeah, combining. Due to this collusion only, Tibetan plate and the Himalayan mountains it forms in the continental plate. Okay. Now we are going to see the earthquakes. Okay, you see, in this earthquake are generally caused by the sudden vibration in the earth crust. With the sudden vibration in the earth crust, when it moves in a transformed direction, it will lead to the earthquake, which spread outer in the all direction as waves form the sources of distribution. You see, in this one, the waves had been formed in the source of distributions. It is in the earth crust. You see, in the earth crust we are having two plates. Okay, the two plates, if it makes a shrink in it in the opposite direction, there will be a shaking and it will be vibrating. So that makes a sudden vibration in the earth crust. It is called as earthquake. The point of origin of the earthquake, it is called a focus. Okay, you see, you have seen on earth, in that the center part is called a core. That in that core only, due to the heat and pressure, okay, what happened means the tectonic plates is get moved and erupted. Okay, after that only it gets to shake. A sudden vibration it will made on the earth crust. So where the earthquakes it started, that point is called as focus. And it is also called as the hypocenter, which generates a series of elastic waves. You see, we have seen an epicenter. What is an epicenter? Epicenter means where the earthquake it flows through its waves, it is called a epicenter. So that type of hypocenter means it is also undergoing a series of electric waves, a lot of electric waves due to the earthquake. It is called as hypocenter. You see, epicenter, it is the above of the focus. It is directly above of the focus. I told you where the earthquake's initial, the origin of the initial part, the earthquake started from that part. You see, I show you one picture. You can see now. Okay, you see, now here only the earthquakes get started. Okay, so now this point where it start, so this point is called as focus. Okay, from this point, the directly above to it is called as epicenter. From the focus to is directly above the part is called as epicenter, and where it flows it is called as seismic waves. The waves where it's gone, it is called as seismic waves. You see in this one. So the epicenter is a point on the earth's surface that lies directly above the focus. You see, the impact of the earthquake is felt the most at the epicenter. So lot of the earthquakes is felt only at the epicenter. Okay, shall we see the seismic waves? Just now I told you where the earthquakes generates. Till the earthquakes generates its waves, it is called as seismic waves. Okay, what is meant by electric waves? Yeah, that is called as a hydropower. You have seen hydrocenter. You have seen here, no? Yeah, hypocenter. Hypocenter is the wave. It gives elastic waves. It gives you elastic waves, and the seismic waves it will generate a earthquake's speed, force, and the natures of the seismic wave. It depends upon the nature of the medium through which it passes. You see, if this from the focus of the earthquakes, the directly uppermost part is called as a epicenter. Then where the waves it flows through and where is generated till it is called a seismic wave. You see, in this seismic wave it shows you the nature, force, and the speed of this. There are three major types of waves. The first wave is primary or P waves. It is very faster. It is a very faster, and the earthquake waves and the first to reach the epicenter. So it first reaches the epicenter. These waves pass through solid, liquid, and the gaseous. You see, these waves pass through solid, liquid, and gaseous, either through push or pull with an average velocity. You see, in this primary or P waves, it is very fast and it passes through only solid, liquid, and gaseous. Sorry, it passes through this all waves, that is solid, liquid, and the gaseous. Either they push or pull with an average velocity too. Not only in the solid state, liquid state, and the gaseous states. This primary waves, that is P wave, it is used to push or pull in an velocity too. Okay, let us see the secondary or S waves. You see, the secondary waves, it is travel only in the solid state. It travels only in the solid state. These transverse waves, it shakes the ground perpendicularly to the direction in which they propagate. So while S waves, it moves, it shakes our ground perpendicularly in perpendicular direction, and in which they propagates, through which they propagates. Secondary wave, surface waves are L waves. You see, in this L waves, it seems very a slow wave. It is very slower than the other two waves. You see, in these waves, they travel primarily along the ground surface. These waves travel comparatively slower and are the most destructive waves. They are very slower, and they are most destructive waves. You see, these have the instrument which records the earthquake waves. It is called a seismographic. You see, if we check the earthquake waves, it is called a seismic waves. Okay, that waves, due to the instrument, if we recorded, means it is called a seismography or seismometer. What is the instrument we used for recording our earthquake? It is called as a seismography or seismometer. The science that deals with the earthquake, it is called a seismology. So those who are study and deals with the earthquake, they are called as a seismology and seismologist. Okay, now we seen the earthquake. Okay, before we see earthquake, now we are going to see the tsunami. Okay, the word tsunami is a Japanese term. Its meaning means the harbor waves. It means a harbor waves. You know harbor? Yeah, harbor means what? Yeah, in the port we are having a harbor, so it is called a harbor waves. You see, the deposit layer seismically generated the sea wave caused by it is caused by the earthquake, submarine explosions, and the landslides. You see, these causes the earthquake, submarine explosions, and the landslides. These waves travel at a great speed. You see, these moves in a great speed, more than 500 km per hour. You see, the length of the wave, it is exceeds 600 km. I have told you one thing. In Indonesia 2004, it started tsunami at a time of one particular time. Okay, after the starting time of the Indonesia tsunami only, in our India, in our Tamil Nadu, in Chennai, after 7 hours only, from Indonesia to Chennai, after 7 hours only, the Chennai, it's reached tsunami. It started tsunami. Okay, so from Indonesia to Chennai, it takes a range between a time of 7 hours. So the speed is more than 500 km per hour. So 1 hour it takes for 500 km. These waves reach to a high or more than 15 minutes near the seashore. You see, if it reaches a height, it will shows nearby 15 meters only, and are capable of causes destructions among the coastal area. So it shows and causes a destructions among the coastal areas, and it destroys lot of peoples. For example, 2004, Indian Ocean earthquake that causes tsunami is the sixth deadly natural disasters. Yeah, in 2004 we have one tsunami, so it is the sixth deadliest natural disasters. In our natural disaster, the sixth deadline disaster is our 2004 earthquake only. It is held in our Indian Ocean. In the Indian Ocean, it gets so that earthquake only our sixth deadline natural disasters. Okay, it's clear for you. Okay, what are the places tsunami governments? Japan, Indonesia, in our India, China, Chennai, China. So, northern China, Chennai, then Ramanathapuram. Then, for example, lot of places, Rameshwaram. So, these are the best examples of tsunami we have seen. The next you see volcanoes. This volcanoes, a volcano is a vent or a opening on the surface of the earth crust through which the hot, solid, liquid and the gaseous material it comes out. What is in my vent? Vent means what we can say a crack. A crack it's made in the layer of the earth surface. So in volcano there is a vent, it's open in the mountain or a opening on the earth surface on the earth crust. From that vent the hot, solid, liquid or gaseous material comes out. It is called as a volcanoes. You see magma. Magma. What does mean by magma? It is erupt out to the surface from the earth's interior. You see, it is erupted out from the earth interior. It's erupted out in the molten rock. It is called a magma. This magma it rise up and ejected on the surface. When it comes out of the surface, it is also called as a lava. You see, the volcanoes are also formed when the plates moves upward. Okay, when this volcanoes formed, when the plate moves upward only. See, you have seen in this picture. See, if the plate moves in downward and in opposite direction. So the volcanoes, you see, here there one mountain. So due to the volcanoes it moves upward means what happened? So then only the volcanoes get erupted. Okay, so that only they are told. The volcanoes are also formed when the plates they move upward. Then the volcanoes generally have the following major components. Okay, what are the components they have? Let us see. The magma chamber. It is a large pool or a liquid rock. It is found beneath the surface of the earth. It is found beneath the surface of the earth. The next one is vent. An opening serving as a outlet of air, smoke, flumes and the magma. So from this vent, I told you vent means a crack. From this crack and from this open only all the air, smoke, lava and magma it comes out on the earth's surface. Okay. Volcanic cone. What is a volcanic cone? Yeah, a landform it built by a magma. It is ejected from the vent in the shape of a cone. It just comes and ejected from the vent and it makes a shape of a cone. It is called a volcanic cone. What does mean the crater? It is a bowl-shaped depression. It is found in the top of the volcanoes through which the magma flows out. I will show you one picture. From this picture only you will be very clear. I doesn't have added the picture. Okay, just see this. You have seen. You just take a mountain. Okay, just think yourself one mountain. In that mountain, and the uppermost part it gets a one hole. That hole, how it's like means it is like a bowl. You have an ice cream bowl, no? So that like there will be a bowl shaped thing because of the opening of the vent, no? So that is called as a crater. So that is called as a crater. From this bowl of the crater only the magma it flows out, and after the magma it flows out, it is called as a lava. Okay, now this volcanoes it is eruption and it is classified into three types. One is active volcano, dormant volcano and extinct volcano. You see this volcano it consists of three types. One is active volcano, dormant volcano and extinct volcano. Now first we see the active volcanoes. In active volcanoes are those which constantly eject volcanoes, that is lava, gases and the fragment material in it. Okay, active volcano means whenever um, whenever the lava come out, whenever the magmats comes out, it gets burst. Okay, so it is called as active volcanoes. Okay, for example, Mount St. Helen in the United States, Mount St. Helen in the United States. Okay, wow. So in this plate, always the active volcanoes are seen. Okay, let us see the dormant volcanoes or sleeping volcanoes. You see why we are carrying dormant volcano as a sleeping volcano? Yeah, the dormant volcano, it it may be burst or it doesn't maybe burst. It seems like a sleeping volcano, and a sudden reaction it will be happen. Sudden reaction it will be happen without knowing that it contains a volcano. You see, volcanoes do not show any signs of the volcanic activities for a long period of time. For a long period of times, for a long period of years, it doesn't show that it is an active volcano. Okay, it erupts, it bursts suddenly. It may a sudden explosions. Then it may cause an unimaginable loss to life and properties. You see, for example, Mount Fuji and Japan. Okay, the Mount Fuji and Japan. In that Japan, you see, there is a lot of sleeping volcanoes. They may be sudden explosions due to the active volcanoes. Okay, then the extinctings are the dead volcanoes. What does it mean, dead volcanoes? Yeah, it is a permanently stopped one. It is a permanently stopped one. It doesn't burst it doesn't form any sudden explosions. So it is called a dead volcano. It is permanently stopped volcano. For example, Mount Kilimanjaro, then Tanzania, Thiruvannamalai, that is in our Tamil Nadu. Okay, wow. You see, in Mount Kilimanjaro, it seems like a dead volcano. It is a permanent stopped volcano. Next, we are going to see composite volcanoes. You see, in this composite volcanoes, the composite volcanoes also known as the strata volcanoes. It is like a conical volcano built by many layers of the hardened lava. It is built by the many layers of the hardened lava and the pumic and volcano ashes. So these composite volcanoes are fully made up of hardened lava and the pumice and the volcanic ashes. So this three makes a composite lava. So this composite lava is also called as strata volcano. These are commonly found in our Pacific Ocean. So due to the Pacific rings, you have seen in the Pacific rings, the Pacific rings it contains earthquakes and volcanoes. Pacific rings, all the Pacific rings, we are having one Pacific rings. In that Pacific rings, it travels from our South Africa right to it goes reach the United States of America and so this Pacific rings, every Pacific rings, it has as a earthquakes and the volcanoes. Okay, shall we see the next topic? Volcanic dome. Lava dome or a volcanic dome, a rough circular mold. It is formed due to the slow ejections of the viscous lava from the volcano. You see, in this lava dome, okay, in this lava dome, it shows you a circular mound. It is formed by the slow ejection of viscous lava. You have seen viscosity snow, so that type of it makes a slow ejections of the viscous lava. The lava, it comes very slowly from the out of the volcanoes, as the lava is rich in silica. Okay, if it is very rich in silica, with the intensive velocity, it is permanently flowing far through the vent. So in the volcano, if the lava is very rich in silica, it will flows through the vent, all directions of the vent. For example, Mexico mountain. Okay, next we see the shield volcanoes. Okay, what does mean by shield volcanoes? Yeah, shield volcanoes are formed by the intensive viscous layer. It is formed by the intense viscous layer. These are shallow deposits with the gentle sloping side. Okay, what happened? This shallow deposit, after the shallow deposit is gently sloping slides. Okay, so all these slides will get sloping not falling, falling in gentle manner like a shallow deposit. Hence, the lava flows out in all directions. So, what happened when you start open through the intense to the all the vent? What happened? It flows in the all directions to create a shield. So when it folds all the direction, it makes a shield like one. For example, Mauna Loa and the Hawaii mountain. Okay, now we are going to see the distributions of the earthquake and volcanoes. You see, most earthquake and the volcanic eruption do not strike randomly, but they occur along the plate boundaries. One such area is the Circum-Pacific Ring of Fire. Okay, one area is Circum-Pacific. I told you in that Pacific Ring only we are having the earthquake and the active volcanoes. You see, where the Pacific plates meets many surrounding plates, it will shows you the volcanoes. The Ring of Fire is the most seismic and it is very volcanic active zones in the world. The Ring of Fire is a very active zone in the world for volcanic. Okay, next, the other distinctive major belt, or what are the other distinctive major belt you see means mid-oceanic ridge, mid-continental belt, and the Alpine Himalayan belt. If you have any doubt means you please check it in your world map. You search mid-oceanic ridge, it will show you at the middle of this. Then the mid-continental ridge and the Alpine Himalayan belt. Okay, let us see the effects of volcanoes. Okay, what are the effects we have? You see, the first one is constructive effect. The volcanic material, it is enriched in the soil. It is fertile that they promote agriculture activities. So the constructive effect, it makes a soil fertility, it promotes agricultural activity, so it is very enriched. Then the hot volcanic, okay, what is happen when it fall volcanic? It is geothermal energy. Hot volcanic வந்துச்சுன்னா அது என்ன ஜென்ரேட் மாறுது அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஜியோதெர்மல் எனர்ஜியை ஜென்ரேட் ஆகுது. தென் மெனி டார்மண்ட் அண்ட் தி ஆக்டிவ் வேல்கனோஸ், ஸ்லீப்பிங் வேல்கனோஸ் ஆகட்டும் இல்லை ஆக்டிவ் வேல்கனோஸ் ஆகட்டும், ஆர் அட்ராக்டிவ் டூரிஸ்ட் பார்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் தி வேர்ல்டு. அந்த மாதிரி பிளேஸ்லாம் நம்ம என்ன பண்ணோம், டூரிஸ்ட் பிளேஸாக மாற்றிட்டோம், போய் நம்ம விசிட் பண்ணுறோமா. ஸோ இட் இஸ் கால்ட் அஸ் எ டூரிஸ்ட் பார்ட். தென் மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் தி வால்கானிக் மெட்டீரியல் ஆர் யூஸ்ட் ஆஸ் எ பில்டிங் மெட்டீரியல்ஸ். ஸோ வால்கானிக் மெட்டீரியல்ஸ் வால்கானிக்குள்ளேருந்து வெளியே வரக்கூடிய லாவல்னு வரக்கூடிய ஸ்டோன்ஸ்லாம் நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுறோம், பில்டிங் மெட்டீரியலுக்காக யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கிறோம். லைக் கிரைனைட்டு, மார்பிள்ஸு, தென் மொசைக். we have seen flooring to our house to build. So that is called as a volcanic material. It is used as a building material. Okay, shall we see the destructive effect? This is constructive, how we are constructing with this effect, volcanic effect, and what are the destructive effects we have. So due to this volcanoes eruption, earthquakes, flash flood, mud silt, the rock it falls up. Then the lava can travel very far and burn, bury, or damage anything in this path. Okay, by coming to the lava, if anything on the earth's surface, it makes burn, bury, damage anything whatever in the path of lava. Okay, because it is very hot and heat. The large amount of dust and the ash, it makes breathing hard and irritable. Okay, if you see from the volcano, if the lava when it comes out, it will give you a ash and dust that it is very hard to breathe. It's very hard to breathe and irritable. Okay, the last point you see, volcanic eruption can alert the weather condition and disrupt transport. That is island volcanic eruption in and around the volcanic region. Island volcanic eruption, have you seen? Yeah, in the island, in the Iceland. Okay, you see in the ocean. In ocean also we are having one mountain. Yes or no? In that mountain also, when the lava it comes out, it will be burst and it makes a sudden explosion. So not only in the land and also in ocean also we are having this volcanoes. You see, this is alert the weather condition. This alert the weather condition and disrupt the transports, and it is very disrupt the transports. Okay, I hope you have very clear in this lesson. What we have seen in this lesson, we have seen the sphere of the earth, interior of the earth, and the volcanoes, earthquakes, plate tectonics, then rocks types we have seen. So you please recall everything once again. Thank you.